Part 4 of the C63. We have got quite a few jobs left to do, main one being water pump, brake fluid change, numerous bits and bobs. So let's get cracking.
Here you can see the water pump. If you remember from the last video we did, we could just about see it seeping out of the back of it where it mates against the block. Looked like it was coming from the gasket. You can see all that pink stain where it was coming from. We've removed a couple of pulleys to gain access to have a bit of a visual. I've ordered a new water pump with a gasket in case we need the full thing, and now we're going to get it off and inspect it.
Water pump's out. We weren't able to get that pipe out of the water pump, so we've took it off complete so we can see if we can get it out. But you can see the back of the pump there where the coolant's been building up and leaking out. But you can see more on there as well.
Yeah, there are signs.
Yeah, I don't think you can see on camera, but you can see that bit there. That as another crusty bit. So wherever the crusty coolant is
Where
it's been coming out. You can see all the speckles.
So
we've had a gasket failure there by the looks of it. We'll have a feel of the water pump though. Right, we've got the pipe detached from the pump, and you can see that O-ring is swollen. So we're not going to refit that pipe. We could just change the seals, but because I know this is a common pipe to go anyway, as I explained from this band here, we're just got to fit a new one because we're in there, aren't we? While you're in there, removing the water pump, you've got to take this tensioner pulley off, and we noticed on removing it how thin it is. That is not the correct pulley, or something is wrong. Looks like someone's cut it down or something, because when you compare it, the width of it to the official one, it's nowhere near. So good job of taking that off. Again, while we're in there, we're going to put new pulleys on. Sell pulley kits online actually. Is that not moving? Yeah, that's pulleys seized. The belt, you can see on the back of the belt, that faint line there, that is the exact same width as that pulley. So we've saved a potential breakdown here. So if we weren't taking this water pump off, we would have never known that. So we've got the surface of the water pump, the block, sorry, where the water pump fits, all cleaned up. We've got a new gasket, new water pump, genuine. We're going to put new pulleys on. I'm not going to fit that belt back either. Put a new belt on it. And that's it. So this is what we're going to be fitting. New water pump and gasket. New pipe. Pulleys, we've got more pulleys to go on it. Going to change the belt. I don't like that belt that's come off it, so we're going to put a proper Merc belt on it. It says AMG on it, all nice. So we've got the new pump bolted in. We are going to fit the new pipe. Bit of grease on there to stop it rusting, slot in easier, and plus if we ever need to take it off, it'll come off easier, which will I'm hoping we don't. So we're just putting the rest of the pulleys back on. Just thought before I put the last one on, I'll just demo a worn pulley and a good pulley. So if you come here, so I've got that off. You can do it when it's on the car, but it's off. See how much it's spinning, the noise it's making. And I'll compare that to a new pulley. Just stops instantly. That's what you want. So that's obviously new. That's old, no good. So we've changed all the pulleys. We've changed the tensioner, water pump. So last pulley to get on, get the belt on, bleed the coolant, and then that's the water pump job done. So we've done a lot more work than anticipated doing the water pump. Just more wire in there, stuff in it. I think officially these are like 20 Newton meters, but hand tight for me. So got to put the belt on, we're going to put it on. So Mercedes AMG is facing us. So when you look under your bonnet, you can see a nice AMG badge on your belt. Nathan's drawn a diagram before he took it off. It's always a good idea. And that's it. It's hard to show you on the car, so this is the old tensioner, so I just thought I'd show you before I take it out. So when that's fitted to the car, you've got to put this pin in. You can see I'm going to pull the tensioner, take that pin out, if you come around the other side, and then that would now put tension on the belt. So if you're doing it on the car, it makes your life a lot easier. So you open it up, put that in there, and it'll hold it for you. I would have demoed it on the car, but you just can't see, so. And then always keep that spare in your toolbox. Right, belts on, all the pulleys on, water pumps on, our coolant pipes on. Got to fill it up with coolant. This car, most of these run on blue coolant, but ours already had pink coolant in it. Mercedes no longer do blue, so I don't want to turn it back to blue from pink because it'll just contaminate the system, so we're going to stick with what was in it. Mercedes spec 325.3. So a lot of people say, oh, it should have blue coolant in it. But officially, Mercs don't do blue anymore, they convert them all to red. But I'm going to stick with what it had in it before. Fill it up, get it bled up, and then that is the water pump job done. Right, filled up the coolant. Just need to start it up, bleed the cooling system, and then we are going to move on to brake fluid. Alright, first thing we're going to do is check the brake fluid with a brake fluid tester. We are going to change it regardless of the result because we don't know the age of it.
It's alright, 1%.
So how this system works is green, amber, red. Red being needs replacing, amber is okay, green is literally good to go. We're going to replace it anyway because we don't know the age. Mercedes recommend brake fluid to be done every 2 years. They don't go off a brake fluid test, they go off every 2 year basis. So if you incorporated it into your A service, which would be every 2 years, that would work out nice. Like I say, we're going to change it anyway. First thing we're going to do is extract the old fluid out of the reservoir and pour fresh in, and then we are going to set it up on our brake fluid machine, which will pressurise the fluid coming out of all 4 calipers. Reese is going to take all the wheels off. We always do brake fluid with wheels removed. Just looking at the rusty hub on the disc, doesn't look that pretty, does it? So we'll probably see about painting them as well. So straight away we've come across a problem. The wheel is stuck on. This is another good reason why we replace wheels. Not replace, why we remove wheels when we do a brake fluid change, because then the wheels hubs are getting a bit of a service as well, because you want to know if you're ever going to get a puncture, you can get your wheel on and off. There you go. So you can see the rust on the back of the hub. We've got a special tool for cleaning them up, and we will clean this area up as well. Slight bit of grease to stop that happening again. That's probably going to be the case on all 4 wheels. Just going to check the condition of the rear springs, make sure it's not broken. As you can see, it's not. Subframe looks in fairly good condition. These are pretty common for rusting. I say that it's usually on non-AMG models. I don't know if they put something extra on a AMG subframe or not. I'm going to have to do something with that. I'm going to have to paint it. I can't leave that like that. It will just annoy me. Front wheels are off. Just looking at the condition of the brakes on this, on the front. Actually really good. Plenty of meat on the pads. As I was explaining, there is outer and on the inside an inner bleed nipple. So on these you've got to make sure you do both. But they're a nice big old caliper. So we're going to clean the back of the hub to get all this corrosion out. So we've got a nice seating when we go back on. Special tool. Yep. As you can see, that's just took all the rubbish off. And we've got a very similar tool to that for the hub to get all that cleaned up, and then that'll stop the wheel seizing on. But as you can see, that's tons better. Starting off the brake bleed, we are connecting the bottle to the nipple. We're probably going to do 250 mil at each corner, and then obviously at the front we've got 2 nipples for each side, so total we'll probably bleed out about 1.5 litres of brake fluid, which is way more than the system holds, but that way we know we've got all the brake fluid out. So Reese, as you can see, has just done that. Cleaning up the front hub's nice. On the last corner of bleeding the brake fluid, as you can see, we've got 1 litre out so far, another 2 nipples to go, another 250 on each one, inside, outside. So this nipple is a bit seized. This is another reason why it's a good idea to stick to the 2-year schedule, because not only are your wheels getting removed every 2 years, wheels removed, hubs cleaned, hub inside the wheel cleaned, retorqued, re-greased, your caliper nipples are also getting undone and tightened back up every 2 years. So, because the last thing you want is one of them to be seized and you end up replacing it with a caliper. So it's another good reason to stick to the schedule, just to keep everything moving. As you see, Nathan's working it backwards and forwards to try and reduce the risk of it snapping. So we're coming to the end of the brake bleed. We are just coming up to 1.5 litres on the last nipple. So while we're in here, we have started and are going to just clean up this surface. As you can see, we've already started, and we're just going to give that a lick of paint. We've cleaned up the hub so it mates to the wheels better, I just think it's just going to look more presentable, so why not? Right, we've sanded it up best we can. Again, it's just a bit better appearance. Just going to brake cleaner it off to get all the dust off, mask it up, give the hubs a bit of a paint, and then we can get the wheels back on. We're not gonna go crazy because we're not doing anything crazy. It's just a bit, just to make it look a bit better. So I'm just gonna mask the caliper off. We're gonna freehand this, and I always use stone chip shield, which is like a underbody protector. Detailer told me to use that once, Jordan at Jordan's Detailing World, and I've used it ever since. It's probably been the best stuff I've ever painted a hub with, because every time I use paint or high temperature paint, it just ends up rusting and coming off. But I did this on my own car 5 years ago and it still looks good as new, so thanks Jordan, I'm still using it. Says before, after, just a quick coat. Rather than mask up the whole disc and waste loads of time, I just freehand it and then I can just scrape the excess off with a Stanley blade quickly. I mean, we're only talking a little bit. A lot of people out there would be kicking off about that. Right, coolant's done, brake fluid's done, so we can move on to some cosmetics now. We're going to put the number plate plinth on. We're going to get the front cover on the engine. After the first video, a guy called Stephen on Instagram reached out to us and said he had some spare clips, which he has very kindly sent us in the post. So, don't know if you remember, but there's no clips on it and you can't buy them separate, so that's why he sent us them. So thanks very much, mate, appreciate that. If anyone does need clips and they can't get any, you can use these clips. That's the part number. I think these are clips for, I think it's an ML side skirt, which will do the job. They're very, very similar, but they're not as good as these. So thanks Stephen, appreciate that, mate, and I'll put a link, a part number for them below if anybody needs to get any of them, which will do the job. I've actually got the exact amount that I need, which is good. So the ones I bought I'm not going to use, I'm going to use the proper ones. Before I fit these, I always just cover the clip in grease, because they can rust and they can be tight getting them off and you always feel like you're going to break it. In fact, I have seen cracked ones, so it just makes it tons easier to get on and off next time round. Little top tip. No one can see it, so to make it tons better.
There we go.
Feel like it's finally looking a bit more complete.
Like c63.
Yeah. I don't know why people do that.
Yeah, it don't look the greatest, does it?
It's like a cool thing to do, and I think it looks, but rubbish. So, fit there. See the holes where it once was, and then get the plate back on the front. That's it. Looks proper, that, doesn't it?
Look much better.
You actually can't see any of this behind the plinth, but
No.
well, you're in there. So basically, this is like a gigantic rubber. That's upside down. Do you ever use these?
Clean set.
How much better does that look?
Looks proper.
That has been driving me mad since the day it arrived.
No, with the number plate folded over the top, that looks well better.
Right, back to the C63. We did the number plate plinth, we painted the hubs. I think we can all agree that looks a lot better. Moving on to the interior, we have got carbon pollen filter we need to fit. We've got a set of wiper blades, genuine. And we're going to do an explanation as to why we like genuine blades. We've also noticed that on the radio, the spinning option on it doesn't work. So, which would indicate there's a fault with that. However, I have had a look on eBay, and apparently, well, it's not apparently, it is a common fault that this little stem snaps. So we're going to have a go at replacing that to save us buying a full switch. Left and right works, but just not the spinning option. So we're going to do that. Also noticed that there is no cup holder. So, eBay again, found a little cup holder that slots in there just to finish it off nicely. I think it's about a 10 of that. 10 quid well spent. So hopefully we're getting a few cheap fixes on this video. Nice little cup holder. Hopefully that little stem to fix the wheel. And chacking, we've got to do chacking as well. Right, Nathan has stripped down the, what would you call it? Multimedia
Swivel?
spinel thing.
Swivel, yeah.
And the pin is broken inside. I thought this would be quite a simple job, but it isn't. We're not going to do a how we did it video because there's plenty of them on YouTube. The cable actually disappears in there, so it's easy to take the full thing out, but we thought we'd try and do it in situ. Where's the new pin?
I have no idea. Should be down there. You took it out. Tell me.
Oh, it's there.
Oh.
So there's the new pin. There's the broken one. Let's see if Nathan's handiwork is working.
Hopefully. Wait for it. No.
No!
No.
You plugged it in?
It's not plugged in.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Right. Attempt number 2.
Yep. Plugged in proper.
Is it working? No.
No.
Take the key out.
Oh, there we go.
Hey!
Probably just have to find it for like teeth, isn't it? There we go.
Well done, mate.
Alright, get it back together.
Right, well done, Nathan. Finish it off.
Fit this, well, cup holder properly. There we go.
Nice,
Proper
get your
cup
brew in
holder
there
fit.
now.
Job's a good one.
Right, we're going to fit the wiper blades. If you have a look at these here, these aftermarket ones, look at that fitment on that. This is why we don't like them. So I'm going to take this off, put a Merc one on, and I'll show you how much neater it is. Put that down. Have a look at that now. How much neater is that to these multi-fitment? And you get a nice little badge on it. And you get a wear indicator on the other side to let you know when they've worn out. So that's why we only fit genuine wipers, because non-genuine ones look rubbish. Whatever you do, never let go of that. I've seen them go straight through a windscreen before now. There we go. Nice little badge there. Proper, mate. Get out to me. Little bulb that should go in there, and the holder's missing. The plug's here. There's no light. There we go. It doesn't actually look that old, that, but you see all the stuff it catches inside. Bosch. Right, before I fit this new one, I'm going to spray it with a bit of toolbox cleaning air freshener, so we get a nice little waft in the car. We have a discount code for toolbox cleaning company, so I'll leave the details below and you two can get the products from discount. You know what I'm going to have to do now, don't you? I'm going to have to get one of them lights, because that's just going to annoy me. So it's pointless putting that back in. So let's make sure it's not been... Fluke. Right, the bulb's blown. That ramp's so loud, isn't it? Right, Reese is just setting up all the gauges. As you can see, he's just put that as a little spirit level. Make sure that's in the middle. And then once we're all set up all the way around, we can set it up on the super tracking machine and take a measurement. So as you can see, we've selected Mercedes 204 AMG 2007 to 2010. So now we're going to line up the car and take some measurements. It's got 19-inch wheels on it. So we took a measurement. The back right toe, so we're doing the rear of the car first, is spot on. Back left needs pulling in, and then we can move on to the front. We've had a bit of a fight with this bolt here. So this bolt here is the adjustment bolt for this side. First off, the nut was seized, so we've had to heat the nut up with the MAP gas. Then the adjustable side, that's a special tool that hooks around the back, that was seized. So what we ended up doing was giving the bolt a bit of a shock with the air hammer to loosen it off, and that finally got it free. So that has took about half an hour to just adjust that one corner. So give us a bit of a fight that, but we can move on to the front now. So you can see here now, we're back in tolerance. Just have a look at that, Reese. So that back left is bang in the middle, so our total thrust angle is now 0, which is what we wanted. Right, so we are onto the fronts now, and you can have the steering wheel's locked in the straight ahead position, and you can see both sides just slightly out, nothing major. So move them back in, and then the steering wheel should be nice and straight. So we have just moved on to tracking the front end of the car, and we've noticed a problem. that we can't track it. So I'm going to show you what's happened and why we can't finish the job. So, as you've seen on a previous video, it's had new inner tie rods and track rod ends, inner tie rod, track rod end. So we thought, oh great, this is going to track nice and easy. And then just as we've started, we have noticed that it's got two left-handed track rod ends on it. That L is for left. And notice the curve, it's curving towards the wheel, it should curve away from the wheel. So it's got, that is the correct way, that's correct, and that is not. So we've got a left-hand side track rod end on the right-hand side, so we're not going to be able to track it correctly. Right, well that was disappointing. I was hoping in this video, part 4 is it, that we're on, to get it finished, but that's just delayed us now because I've not found time to work on the car for a while and I wanted to get an MOT on it. So we're now going to order a track rod end, find some more time to fit that, and then we can get an MOT. So that is actually the end of this video. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Like and subscribe, so there's going to be more parts to this video. Hopefully we don't find anything else. I know at the beginning, I think it was part 1 and 2, we started letting you know where we was up to cost-wise. I actually have no idea where I'm up to now. I've been keeping track on paperwork, but I have not had a look. Excuse me. I've not had a look how much we've spent and where we're up to. I have no idea. So we'll leave that for the next video as well. And in the meantime, I will start adding it up. Is it a disappointing ending? Is it not? I don't know. Like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed. Leave us a comment below. Part 5 pending. Cheers.